Always on your side. This is First Coast News at 6.
And right now we are following several breaking stories first at 6. Some very heavy news tonight, but important news to share with you. A baby found dead in a car in Camden County. Then back here in Jacksonville, a woman was found dead lying in a pool of blood inside of a home. Also tonight, a massive search for a missing 3-week-old baby boy from Gainesville. Plus, a fatal crash on San Jose Boulevard that right now is causing some traffic delays. And a Jacksonville daycare set on fire. The exclusive surveillance video just released that could help police crack this case. That's just some of the breaking stories we're following right now. But first, we begin with a severe thunderstorm warning right now in effect for parts of Putnam County. This as storms dump some really heavy rain on parts of the First Coast.
And storm expert Tim Deegan is here now. For all of our friends there in Putnam County, we'll be specific about what we're talking about.
Yeah, we're talking about a tiny little corner, but hey, we care about you as well. So let's take a look. Here's the big picture, and the big picture will show you the showers and thunderstorms now have moved out of where 90% of us live, but let's take a look. We're going to go well west of Highway 301 and then way down to the south. First, let's go with the severe thunderstorm warning. It's just about ready to come to an end, but here it is southwest of Interlaken. We're talking about the other side of the county from Palatka, the most intense portion of the weather. This is the storm that we've been talking about for the last 45 minutes. You can follow it with me. Follow the intense colors, follow the lightning, and then the leading edge of the storm. That's where the potential strong wind gusts. Remember, severe thunderstorm warning means that's where there could be some wind damage. That's down into Marion County. That's why even this corner of the severe thunderstorm warning will be ending. Nonetheless, heavy rain and lightning will continue over far southwestern Putnam County for about the next 15 minutes or so. We'll go beyond that storm. Once again, just to reinforce with technology that also, although there's still some clouds around, for those of us in Camden, Nassau, Duval, St. Johns, and Clay County, that's pretty much the storm for the day. But we have one more storm farther out to the west. We're going to watch this because this is still intensifying. We're talking about from Sanderson south. We're also talking about portions of Columbia County southeast of Lake City and then the western half of Lake Butler. So this will probably be the last storm. We'll take it beyond the last storm through the new season of summer in just a few moments.
Thank you, Tim. And as always, if you can do so safely, we'd love for you to share your pictures and videos of the weather of the storms with us using the hashtag FCNStorm on social media. Now to the tragic story out of Camden County where a baby was found dead inside of a car near a motel there.
And First Coast News' Lana Harris joins us live now from Kingsland, Georgia with the breaking details on this. Lana?
Yeah, terrible story, guys. This is where it reportedly happened. You can see the crime scene tape is still up. We actually spoke with a man who tried to save the baby. He's a Navy man. He says he was very calm when he was talking to us. He says the weight of what happened hadn't really hit him yet, but that he was trained for situations like this. Now here is the scene. It's all wrapped up now, but he says he was about to get into the shower when he heard a woman calling for help right over here that a baby was choking. He says he ran downstairs to find what appeared to be a young mother, hysterical and just crying right behind those bushes. He did ask us to conceal his identity, but here's how he says it happened.
I got over there, she was laying on top of the baby, like hugging it, crying like hysterically, but he was wrapped in a blanket. And then I unwrapped him and I told her I knew CPR. Could I look at him? And she said, yeah. She just kept screaming, save my baby. Tore his onesie so I could expose his chest, see if there's any injuries, because he had blood coming out of his nose. So I thought maybe he hit his head or something. And then once I started doing infant CPR, I felt how hot he was, so I thought it was hyperthermia.
Now, he and one of the women who ran to the aid of that mother told us that the child's fingers and toes were tight, and again, that his skin was very hot. Now, the Kingsland Police Department has not given an official cause of death, but says that the infant was not breathing by the time that they got here, that they are still investigating, and that GBI has been called in to help with that investigation. At this time, no suspects have been taken into custody, but we're going to keep following this, and we'll bring you any updates as we get this. Here in Camden County, I'm Lana Harris, First Coast News on your side.
So very sad, Lana. And now to Orange Park. Rescue crews are at the scene of a near drowning at an apartment complex off of Wells Road. That's near Crossing Boulevard. We're told that a child was having difficulty breathing and was taken to Orange Park Medical Center in stable condition. We're working to learn more information and we'll pass along any updates to you as soon as we get them.
Now to some more breaking news tonight. FDLE is searching for a missing baby from Gainesville. The baby is just 3 weeks old. It's a baby boy, Jace Jenkins. Now, according to FDLE, he went missing Sunday in the 4300 block of Southwest 13th Street in Gainesville. Jace has blonde hair, blue eyes. He weighs about 6 pounds only. Authorities say he may be in the company of 37-year-old Allison Jenkins. Jenkins is 5 foot 3 inches tall, has brown hair and blue eyes. So if you've seen the baby or Jenkins or you know anything about this, please call the Alachua County Sheriff's Office at 352-955-1818, or you could just call 911. You could also contact FDLE at 1-888-FL-MISSING. Heather?
Thank you, Jeannie. And now to a death investigation happening right now in the Ortega Farms area. JSO is at the scene on 101st Street. Now, in the past hour, we have learned that the victim is a man in his 60s. A neighbor discovered him inside a home dead and called police. Investigators can't say whether or not they suspect foul play. We're also following a deadly crash on San Jose Boulevard. We've learned that one person has been killed, 4 others injured. This happened on San Jose Boulevard and El Ciento Boulevard, not far from Bay Meadows. A pickup truck was going southbound on San Jose when it hit a car. The passenger in that car died. We're told some lanes are back open at this hour, but there's still some traffic delays.
A West Side neighborhood on edge tonight after a woman is found dead. The discovery was made inside a home on Mossbrook Court. That's our First Coast News. Julia Janae joins us live. And Julia, investigators say the victim was lying in a pool of blood.
That's right, Jeannie. Here in this cul-de-sac just minutes ago, crime scene tape blocked the entire thing off here on Mossbrook Court. We're just a little bit away from Chavey Road, but those investigators were here since 9 a.m. this morning. They were here focused on that home there with the white door where they say they found a woman in her 50s or 60s lying in a pool of blood. Now, those crime scene units were here since 9 a.m. this morning, and a relative told us off camera that they had not been getting calls through to the woman, and after they didn't get a response, they did come here and make this horrific discovery. That's when police say they responded to the call for help. At this time, information that police is releasing, it's limited. They aren't releasing the woman's name or how she died, but they are asking for anyone with information to contact Crime Stoppers. This all happening in a neighborhood where neighbors say it's typically quiet, and they are simply shocked at this discovery. We'll of course keep you updated on any new information we receive both on air and online. For now, reporting live from the West Side, Julia Janae, First Coast News, on your side.
Julia, thank you. The man at the center of a standoff in the Sandalwood area on Friday is now charged with murdering his wife.
And tonight, 45-year-old Gerard Stewart, this man right here, is in jail after police say he stabbed his wife Julie to death, had hid her in the trunk of their car, and then tried to kill himself. He was Baker acted on Friday and officially in police custody this morning for his first appearance.
First Coast News reporter Crystal Bailey is live from outside the jail with more about this very disturbing story. Crystal?
That's right. I am just outside that courtroom where he had his first appearance, charged with murder and tampering with evidence. He was charged with murdering his wife, Julie. Even though some neighbors knew the couple was going through a divorce, they had no idea it was going to get this violent. They were married for about 20 years, and they lived in the Sandalwood area with their 9-year-old son. Neighbors I spoke to say they never saw signs of abuse or violence. They would see them come and go, wave hi and bye, but friends of their son say the same.
Like, I never expected this from his parents. It really seemed nice, especially his dad. He always talked to me every morning when I would go to school.
I spoke to Julie's attorney in the divorce, who says she had no comment, but she was obviously very horrified by the news of Julie's death. I also spoke to Gerard's attorney in the divorce, who had no comment. Reporting live from JSO, Crystal Bailey, First Coast News, on your side.
Now to a First Coast News exclusive. Tonight, fire investigators are closer to finding out who set a daycare on fire. It's displaced several children and sent the owners looking for an alternative. Now, they don't know the motive for this fire. Could it be possibly a hate crime? The suspects were caught on camera. Now investigators need your help identifying them. We have this exclusive video you see right here. On your sides, Ken Amaro joins us live tonight from the Gingerbread House Learning Center with more. Ken?
That's correct, Heather. This fire was on Mother's Day, and according to investigators, the arsonists started at the front and they went to the back, leaving a path of destruction. What they did not know is that their cowardly deed was caught on camera. Hiding behind a curtain of darkness, the arsonists moved through the Gingerbread House Learning Center. Then there's a sudden flash.
Yeah, and we've got a set there, there, and then behind you there.
Fire investigators, Christy Calhoun, special agent with ATF.
We see an ignitable liquid trail.
And Danny Yeager with Florida's Bureau of Fire and Arson Investigations have been working this case of arson.
Trying to figure out what's the motive behind doing this.
The suspects destroyed the daycare, but left behind their images.
It wasn't just a random burglary.
Investigators recovered a disc from a damaged DVR, and it revealed what happened.
Those individuals came in to the preschool, poured gasoline, and then set a fire.
And it gave investigators a snapshot of the suspects. This is one of them. Take a close look. Do you recognize him?
If somebody knows this individual and their characteristics of moving around inside on the video, we firmly believe that they would know who that is. So we're just asking that they help. They exit out this door.
The daycare serves children from refugee families. Could hate be the motive?
We don't have anything that shows that it's a hate crime or would indicate that.
Marika Richards owns the facility and has seen the pictures.
We don't recognize anyone in the video.
Like investigators, Richards is still looking for a motive.
I can't think of any reason, unless it was maybe racially motivated.
But you can see.
In the meantime, the daycare is closed and more than 60 children are displaced.
It's devastating to the children and families in the neighborhood, not just to our business, but they don't have anyone to care for them.
Investigators need your help in identifying the suspects. If you recognize any of the faces we've just shown you, you can help, and here's what you can do. You can call this number, 877-662-7766, or simply 877-NO-ARSON. There's a reward up to $10,000 if you can help authorities solve this case. By the way, we checked with the state, and this year so far in Duval County, there have been 189 fires, 55 of those arson, 50 of them still active investigations. Back to you.
Today is the 153rd anniversary of the abolition of slavery. First Coast News takes a look at the progress Jacksonville has made, but also its mistakes and how a new memorial recognizing those mistakes could soon be put up in front of City Hall.
Reclaiming a darker side of history. Jacksonville City Council President is asking the city to buy a memorial remembering African Americans killed in lynchings.
And reporter Eric Alvarez explains tonight why and where it could end up.
Today is the 153rd anniversary of the abolition of slavery. Since then, society has made a lot of progress, but also a lot of mistakes. The city of Jacksonville could soon get a new memorial recognizing those mistakes that's hard to look at, but city leaders say is necessary. All over Jacksonville, you can hear it and you can see it. African American history. Some of it good, like Jacksonville native James Weldon Johnson, who wrote the song you're hearing now, Lift Every Voice and Sing. A middle school is named after him in West Jacksonville.
When you think of the Negro National Anthem, you think of James Weldon Johnson.
About 2 miles away, there's a monument to Hank Aaron, who got his start at J.P. Small Memorial Stadium before going on to a Hall of Fame career in the majors. But Jacksonville is also home to a darker history, one etched in stone not in the River City, but far away in Montgomery, Alabama, at the National Memorial for Peace and Justice, which has 2 pillars for each county in the United States that saw a recorded lynching of an African American. The idea is for one copy to stay there, and another for each county to reclaim. Duval County has 7 lynchings. All of them happened after the abolition of slavery.
One of our lynchings happened either near or was drugged through Hemming Park.
On Tuesday, City Council President Ana Lopez Brochet says she's planning to file legislation to bring the memorial back to Jacksonville.
It's difficult to have conversations on these topics, and this memorial can help the community have conversations, and that is part of our story.
She hopes to see it right across the street from City Hall at Hemming Park. The names aren't as well known as James Weldon Johnson or Hank Aaron, but the memorial will make sure they aren't forgotten. Eric Alvarez, First Coast News, on your side.
Now, weather with your First Coast News storm experts, powered by AC Designs.
Well, the storms are certainly over Hemming Plaza and elsewhere. Think St. Johns and Clay County north. That is it. The severe thunderstorm warning for southwestern Putnam County no longer in effect either, and the heavy rain and lightning will be over within about 10 or 15 minutes or so. The one lone storm left, still pretty intense for those of you over southwestern Baker, for portions of Columbia County. Lots of lightning here and heavy rain, and then also western portions of Union County. I think the far western side of this will stay the most intense, and at least the lightning is going to be close enough to those of you in and around the Lake City area. Maybe keep away or postpone outdoor activities for about another 30 minutes or so. And I think that storm will be gone. Okay, so that's pretty much it as far as our afternoon and evening storms. This is the tropical system that never got a name but continues to produce heavy rain and flash flooding from the Rio Grande Valley of Texas through Beaumont. In fact, if you look at this computer model, this is for tomorrow morning, you can even see some circulation with this system. It's going to hang out for about another day and a half, and then it's going to work off to the north and to the northeast. But some rainfall totals from Corpus Christi to Beaumont, Port Arthur may end up at about 10 to 15 inches of rain. Here on the First Coast, we're going to see thunderstorms again. So in a way, you might say, well, no big change. Well, I think the big change will be anybody who has outdoor plans, whether work or play, east of I-95, because pretty much you've missed the thunderstorms over the last several days. But it does look like on Wednesday, and if not Wednesday, Thursday, then thunderstorms will be on the increase. So let's start where the sun rises, or at least you get to see the sun rise over the ocean. Incidentally, sun rises now at 6:22. Remember, it's beginning to rise just a little bit later, a few seconds later every day. And even out around the beaches, the thunderstorms will come for you, towards you. It might not be that the rain actually makes it. That's kind of the iffy part. But I do think the lightning will be close enough, at least after 1 or 2 o'clock, to where keep that in mind. Listen to the lifeguards. They'll help you out as well. Overall, east of I-95. So this is east of I-95, actually getting the thunderstorm activity. That is the heavy rains possible after a high of 93 degrees. So this will be during the afternoon. Going to go for about 40% coverage. But look at I-95 and westward tomorrow. Going to go for 80% coverage and widespread thunderstorms after morning sun, both for the rest of spring, astronomically speaking, and into summer. We're going to take a break, and we'll be right back.
From the Farah and Farah Sports Desk, it's First Coast Sports.
Hello, everybody. The Florida Gators facing elimination this afternoon against the Texas Longhorns out at the College World Series. Folks, the bottom line is the Gators offense needs to wake up if they're going to continue defense of their national title. Kevin O'Sullivan's club in Omaha for the 4th consecutive season, and Florida's offense came alive, my friends. But first, it started with that great starting pitching. Jackson Kowar brought his A game today, mowing down the Longhorn hitters. Kowar 6 2/3 innings, 13 strikeouts, and he did not allow a run. Now to the offense, and what a day for Jonathan India. Runners on the corners, that will get a run across. 1-0 Gators. Did I just say it? If you didn't hear me, I'll say it again. What a day for Jonathan India. 2 runs on, 2 runners off, 3-run blast to left. That made it 5-0 Gators. He's batted in 4 runs. Last I checked, this game was in the 8th inning with the Gators leading it 6-0. Now to the NFL, where we're being told former Bowls and South Carolina standout Hayden Hurst agreed to a deal with the Baltimore Ravens today. The Ravens took Hurst with the 25th overall pick in this year's draft. Reports say it's a 4-year deal worth a little more than $11 million with a 5th-year option. This is Hayden's 2nd stint in the pros. Remember, the Pittsburgh Steelers selected him in the 17th round of the 2012 MLB draft. Hurst spent 2 years in the Pirates minor league system. I like it. Iceland has quickly become a fan favorite at the World Cup, and their thundering Viking clap is partially why. They're the smallest nation in the tournament, but their Viking mentality means Iceland fears no one. And little Iceland fought their way to a 1-1 draw in their match against Argentina last Saturday. Next up will be Nigeria in Moscow this Friday, then Croatia on Tuesday. I will see you at 7 on ABC 25.
One storm left east of Lake City. That's it.
All right, then we can relax for a while.
Thank you for being with us. We'll see you back here tonight at 7 and 11.